But do we want to live in a world where ballet is just nothing but influencers or artists?
Do it again.
Welcome to BalletWise. My name is Michael Wise, its host and its creator. Now today, I want to talk about a subject matter that I know has been on all of your minds, and it's certainly been on mine. Social media is killing ballet. Dance in general is turning into little 5-minute snippets. You kind of get the feeling that dancers, we're training them to become stupid because they only focus or look at bad information. It's like a jungle of just clickbait and horrible sayings and 15-year-olds and 14-year-olds or individuals that have no sense of what they're talking about trying to give information to young dancers. That's not what we signed up for. But let me elaborate a little bit more. The reason why I say that are we training our dancers to become stupid is because what is available to them now is very short format. And scientifically, we've already been able to prove that social media is making our attention spans shorter. But a dancer has to have the attention span that can go on for hours and hours and hours. By no means am I saying that all dancers can't focus. But what I am saying is we are developing a generation of dancers that may have an issue focusing. Today, dancers don't even know the names of ballets that variations come from. They probably don't even know the story. 90% of the people out there don't even know what these ballets are. But we're pushing forward information that only gives you the highlight reel. And we as a culture are falling into the same trap. And the arts itself, I don't know if it can survive it. There are people in the industry that flat out have said they don't even know if live performances will be around in 10 years. There are choreographers that are just losing it because people don't want to see live dance anymore. Now, I'm not saying everyone is that way, but we're creating a generation of dancers and individuals that kind of are. Every entertainment industry out there is fighting tooth and nail to get people to come in, whether it's sporting events, whether it is arts events, whether it's even movie theaters. The numbers are dwindling. Ballet companies are having to come up with new and interesting ways to market their ballets, but it can't change the fact that you're dealing with a long format when we're training people to be short format. My other big issue, it really does come down to the fact that we have so many people that are out there that have no business talking about dance. They want to talk about the fashion. They want to talk about what lipstick color you need to wear in class, which is irrelevant. This classroom and rehearsals, or even on the stage, it's not a fashion show. We're there to work. We're there to perform. We're there to give the best of ourselves. And the best of ourselves does not come down to what color of lipstick someone wears. It's a mess. Young dancers are watching dancers that have been dancing for 20 years, and immediately in their brain, they're like, I need to look like that. So why should an 11-year-old be as thin as a dancer that is dancing 6 hours a day, performing, 2 weeks in a row? Their bodies aren't ready for that, but we're dealing with body image issues. We're also pulling away from back when ballet meant not only to have good technique, but also how to use that technique to say something, to present something. And now it's just turning into, is your technique perfect? Did you actually hit fifth? Where are my 10 pirouettes? It's like you can easily watch social media and almost become manic because you can't do that. That's not what it should be used for. Once again, we're not ESPN and this isn't the highlight reel, because nothing is like that in life. And when you have young, impressionable people who are really getting into this art, why don't we fill it with good information, encouraging thoughts, encouraging words? But instead, we're all just being told, well, if you want to do 10 pirouettes, you just do this. My God, ballet's not for used car salesmen, because that's what we're getting. But I want to show you another side. There is some good, and I even know it. You can find any and every classical variation you've ever wanted to see. You can find it now on social media. I even use that as a tool when I'm teaching, when I'm rehearsing, when I'm developing. You can see 14 different versions of the same variation. So when you're trying to personalize a variation, you start getting some ideas. It's a wonderful tool. You also have to understand that it can be used as a way to give people access to this information. It allows everyone to see dance, ballet, contemporary dance. It allows others to get the exposure that we kind of take for granted. Social media can be used for good, but the problem, going back to the bad, is it's impossible to figure out who actually knows what they're talking about. You have a 14 or 15-year-old little girl trying to tell other dancers, this is how you do it. Do you really think they know what they're talking about? Do they really have the experience to talk about this? You have other dancers that may be older, that have had very limited careers, but then they're trying to tell you how to do it. And the reality is, quite often it's the wrong information. We don't want dancers shopping for an answer. We want them to be able to find the right answer quickly. Dance should never be a clickbait. It's not what it was designed for. It's designed to invoke passion and feeling and thought. That's what the arts are meant to be. Stop and think about this. Is ballet, because of social media, is it moving in the direction of trying to be an influencer? Or is it trying to teach you something? Because the reality is, we're looking at almost like a campaign of unknowing disinformation. The ballet studio is not about your skirt. The ballet studio is not about the bow in your hair. The ballet school and the classroom are there for work, but the kind of work we love to do. Performing is something that's not about, I only want to see a snippet of it. Performing is about, can you keep it up through the long haul? There are ballets that in some cases are 3 hours long. Do you think somebody that's growing up in a world of little 30-second videos is going to sit for 3 hours? But they're going to miss out on the entire story. Education is what we need to focus on. It's the ability to learn. That's what social media should be helping us with. But we need to be helping each other to understand where good information is coming from and where the really bad stuff is. I know this can be a very contentious conversation, and I know we all share very different views on this. But I really want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? What are your ideas? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm right? Because the reality is, the world is changing and we can't stop that change. But do we want to live in a world where ballet is just nothing but influencers or artists? That's where I get frustrated. because to me, the ballet world is art, not influencers. So, if you like this content, give us a thumbs up. If you've never seen this channel before, go ahead and click that subscribe button because we're constantly putting out new and interesting information. Give us those comments. Tell us what you think because we're here to start the conversation. We're not here to judge, but we're here to listen because we want to hear all of the views, not just some. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And remember, keep dancing and be the best person you can be. Bye.